Osiris.
Thanks for tuning in to another Osiris Week in Review. This is for March 2nd, 2018. We're highlighting what's up with our podcast and highlighting some new content this week. We're going to go in reverse alphabetical order this time instead of direct alphabetical order. We appreciate any thoughts, feedback, comments. Follow us on Twitter at OsirisPod, Facebook.com/OsirisPod, and you will see the theme, OsirisPod.com. And thanks, Relix, for partnering with us. Check out Relix.com for music news and information. So first, Under the Scales is back for Season 2 with Jason Pinsky, who's a former Phish employee, a music fan, and cannabis connoisseur. Interesting conversation, and everyone welcomes Tom back to podcasting for Season 2. The Tour, one of our newest podcasts with music journalist Ted Canova, talks with Marc Cohn about his debut album from 1991. He's an artist best known for the song Walking in Memphis, and he talks about his long breaks in music, and as someone who was a victim of a shooting, talks about his voice in the wake of the Florida school shooting. So welcome Ted to the network, and pretty interesting conversation there. Strangers Stopping Strangers brings some conversations from Playin in the Sand in Mexico from some fellow Deadheads that Stacy talked to. Southern Songs and Stories, I think that's our newest edition with Joe Kendrick. He's a really, really cool guy who talks to a lot of bluegrass musicians and others about Southern music and culture, and he talks with about 7 or 8 bluegrass artists about Southern music and culture in his latest episode. The Sound Podcast has 2 new episodes this week, one with J.D. Simo of Simo and one with Adam Gruel of Horseshoes and Hand Grenades, who are on Tape Time Records, which is the infamous String Dusters label. The Road to Now with Bob Crawford and Ben Sawyer. They interview John Fay of Messiah College about Christianity in early America and the ways that the founders viewed the relationship between faith and politics as a 2-part series. Pretty interesting conversations there as well. No Simple Road recaps a trip to see the Dark Star Orchestra and a lot more as usual. Inside Out with Turner and Seth. They have a 2-part episode out this week interviewing Anders Beck of Green Sky Bluegrass. Interesting conversations there. So we have a beer podcast. Everyone knows we like beer. Fear of a Craft Beer Planet is new to Osiris, and their latest episode is doing what they do almost all the time, drinking beer, discussing beer, and they're broadcasting their last episode from the Philly homebrew outlet. They're really good dudes and know a lot about beer. They're based in New Jersey, so check them out, and I hope you enjoy what they're doing. Lawn Memo is doing this daily sound check. He put out several episodes this week, and he's done a really good job of just going into sound checks that people might not have heard before, and I think that's a really cool project. So check that out if you haven't. I think this week Burning Ambulance podcast is new. He Phil. He's doing a jazz podcast as part of his Burning Ambulance site. He has an interview with John Raymond that came out last week, but wanted to mention that as he's new to the network. So welcome, Burning Ambulance, and if you like jazz, you'll like this podcast for sure. Bluest Tape, their episode 48 comes out today, Friday, and they look back at some of Widespread Panic's instrumental songs. And then finally, Beyond the Pond, they interview all-around great guy and new dad, Ben Greenfield, who's also been on the Helping Friendly podcast. He's Guy Forget, OPT on Twitter. They explore the Nassau Tweezer, which had a big anniversary this week. Happy birthday, Nassau Tweezer, and congratulations, Ben, and I hope you enjoyed that Beyond the Pond interview. It was really fun. I didn't go through all of our podcasts because some didn't have new content this week and wanted to try to keep this as short as possible, but we really hope you're enjoying discovering new podcasts and new content at OsirisPod.com. Send us thoughts, feedback, comments, suggestions, etc. Tell us what we're doing wrong and why we're cool or not cool. We appreciate everything. And until next week, take it easy and have a good weekend.
Osiris.